But now we have the question of, let me get where my water at? Where my water bottle? Okay. Now we have the question of the spray painter and the honker. Who is the same person? I guess we need to like combine that name. How can we combine that name, son? Hello, how you doing? Oh, I'm all right. I'm all right. Thank you. I appreciate it. So where do we got to get to a place where do we going to what do we need? We need a name. We got the spray. We know he spray paints. We know he honks. What do we name this person? Spray honk. I don't know. Spray. What? How can we combine spray painting and honking into one word? The horn painter. The horn painter. I don't know. I think the spray painting is more significant than him honking the horn. The honking the horn is actually kind of funny. Not that I'm encouraging more people to do it. It's asshole shit to do. Okay, we're gonna call him the sprayer. Okay, so we got the sprayer, the slasher, and Margin Cal Bevers all in the white vigilante category. Spray honk. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, there we go. Okay. That's a good one, Bobby. All right. Spray honker. We got the spray honky. That was good. There we go. You see, collectivism. All right. So we got the spray honky, the slasher, and Margin Cal Bevers is our white vigilantes right now in our white vigilante category. Okay, Clyde. I'm not sure how many people have seen or any of the things that have been done by Clyde, KKKlyde, whose real name is actually Ralph, we found out. But KKKlyde was tearing down the memorials of Shannon Graves and Faustin Guaitigo. KKKlyde lives in the old City Hall apartments, and so he was tearing down those memorials because he said it was close to his property and he didn't want to see them. He had the owner of the building also came out and was saying that these people got killed 10 years ago. What's the reason for all of these things to be up? This is chaos. None of this happened until Black Lives Matter. Yada yada yada. And so KKKlyde also one time he was tearing down the memorials. Ari seen him tearing down the memorials, and Ari came to film him tearing down the memorials. And he knocked Ari's phone out of his hand and threw coffee on him. Him and Margin Cal Bevers will probably have some good conversations about their interactions. Both of them were real heavy on the hitting, trying to put liquids on people. And so KKKlyde threw the coffee on him, knocked his phone out of his hand, and then after throwing the coffee on him, so he tore the memorials down. Again, Faustin and Shannon, when Ari called him and was filming them and all of this happened. So then we go and we tape the memorials back up. It should be stated that KKKlyde has torn the memorials down like probably 10 times. He probably done tore the memorials down just as much as the city by himself. So he done put a lot of numbers on the board. He is dedicated. But we more dedicated. So we put the memorials back up. We say that they gonna stay or whatever. We walk back over here. Ari leaves, and about maybe 10-15 minutes later, KKKlyde comes to go get his beer. And this is early in the morning, like fucking 9 in the morning. And I would also make the argument a lot of these people that we're gonna be putting in these categories are alcoholics or have some type of addiction issues and should seek help immediately. They should seek help immediately for their racism issue, which is also a mental health issue. But they need to seek help for the alcoholism and addiction and shit like that too. But so anyways, 9 o'clock in the morning, this man walking over to Mobile. Mobile got the best deals on beer around in the area. So he walking over to Mobile to get him his, I think he had Miller High Lights, which is, I'm going to tell you, Miller High Light is fucking disgusting. I would have respected him more if he had Coronas, but I know that it probably don't go against his, ethically, his code, his morals probably keep him from drinking Coronas. So anyways, or maybe he just don't like black people, I don't know. Anyway, all of this is besides the point. So he gets his Miller High Lights. I see him walking back, and I say to him, and I'm filming, and I say, this is the man who's been, the racist man who's been destroying the memorials, tearing the memorials down. And he's like, yeah, that's me. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm like, this is what racism look like in Rockford. This is this racist man who been tearing down the memorials, 9 o'clock in the morning, got a drink to deal with his existence. And then he says, oh yeah, typical nigger, and keeps on walking. And I'm like, oh yeah, typical nigger, huh? I bet. And then he, I said something to him. He was like, I said, at least I'm not a fucking racist. He's like, at least I don't live outside. And I was like, what I say after that? I was like, at least what I say? At least I don't got to get drunk to deal with my existence, something of that nature or whatever. But then right afterwards, he sees a black security officer, that the guy the Metro who works at City Hall. He walked right by the Metro that work at City Hall. And I say to him, and he says to him, hello, how you doing? And I say to him, like, he not a nigger? You not going to call him a nigger? You not going to say, hello, how you doing, nigger? And he says, no, he's not one. He's not one. And I honestly, and at the moment, I didn't think about it to ask this, but my question is, how did you determine that so quickly? He had like, all he said was one thing to him. Like, is it check boxes? Is it like a hue he looking for? Or is it if the person is just, maybe it's the uniform? I don't know what it is. But for some reason, the security guard, me and him the same complexion, he wasn't a nigger. And so we keep walking and, eventually he walked into Old City Hall or whatever. And that was one of the last interactions we had with KKKlyde as of late. But so those are some of the actions of KKKlyde. And I have to go into the actions of KKKlyde because one of the things that has happened is we've had more dealings with him. And I believe that, and this is my opinion, I believe white vigilantism is usually a manifestation of either white supremacy or white nationalism. However, it's no way for me to group somebody in the category of a white supremacist or a white nationalist without having verbal interactions with them. And so, that's the uniform, you're right, facts. And so, since we've been able to have further interactions with KKKlyde, we've been able to determine that even though he has been doing acts of white vigilantism, he sure enough fits in the category of either a white supremacist or a white nationalist. Now, based off the racial epithet that he used, because there's a lot of people who would come out here, it's a lot of white nationalists who would not use racial epithets, who would feel like, oh, that's not, because white nationalism is... what's his name? Carl. Fuck, I'm fucking up. So too many damn names with K's. Kyle Saunders. Kyle Saunders is a white nationalist. I don't know if he's a white supremacist or not, but he's a white nationalist. Now, I don't think that Kyle Saunders, when he's watching the chalk away when he comes, I don't think whoever is going to haul off and say nigger or say typical nigger. I think that's beneath him. That's beneath him as a white nationalist. That's a separate type of conscious racism that exists there. A lot of the white nationalist racism is subconscious racism. But KKKlyde is very conscious with his racism. He know what's going on. You got to spell conscious with racism with a K with him. Everything with KKKlyde got to get spelled with a K. So KKKlyde earns our distinction of being the first person. He is the captain of the white supremacist category here. So we're going to put in KKKlyde. KKKlyde. We're going to put KKKlyde from Old City Hall Apartments.